Hello and welcome to In the Kitchen with Matt. I am your host, Matt Taylor. Today I'm going to show you how to make a chocolate souffle. Oh yeah. For those of you who are not familiar with a chocolate souffle, it's a classic French dessert and it's somewhere in between like a cake and a chocolate mousse. And it's super yummy and pretty easy to make. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Let's get baking. Down below in the description box, you'll find a list of the ingredients and their amounts. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius. Now we need to prepare the ramekins. These are 6-ounce ramekins. I also have a 4-ounce ramekin as well. And I'm going to drop links down below where you can find these on Amazon. And what we want to do is we want to butter and sugar these, and that allows the souffle to glide up the walls of the ramekins. And so we're just going to take a basting brush and get some softened butter, or you can actually even melt it. And we're just going to go along and butter this really, really well, very generously. One technique that helps the souffle rise is to do long strokes, vertical strokes with the butter. Not everyone does that. It's just a little tip that helps. And if you have a little ridge like I do on these, just make sure to fill in that ridge with butter as well. And make sure to get the bottom. Nice buttered ramekin. And then I'll do that with the rest of these. This recipe makes enough for roughly 2 of these 6-ounce ramekins. I always butter and sugar one of the smaller ones just to have any leftovers, which will make a little mini chocolate souffle. And then what we're going to do is I have some sugar here. It's about 3 tablespoons of sugar. Doesn't have to be exact. We're just going to pour that in there. And then I'm going to take this other one and then I'm going to tilt it and I'm going to just let the sugar cover the inside and just pour it into the next ramekin. Make sure it's on the bottom. And that is a properly prepared ramekin. And then this little mini one, I'm just going to pour it right back into this bowl. And then I'm just going to set these on a sheet pan lined with a silicone mat or a parchment paper. Technically, you don't really need a mat underneath. I just don't like my ramekins just straight on the metal pan, but it technically doesn't matter. You can do that. All right, I'm just going to set this aside. I chopped up enough dark chocolate. This is the special dark Hershey brand, and this is about a half a cup or about 2 ounces. I just took one of those 4.25 ounce bars and just cut it in half, and then I chopped it up into little chunks. And this chocolate is room temperature. And now we can head over to the stovetop and make the roux. All right, I have the heat set to medium, and I have a small little skillet here on the burner. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 tablespoon of butter and we are going to melt it, and we're going to make a roux just like you would with gravy and other dishes, other sauces and things. And then I'm also going to get my chocolate handy right here because we're going to pour this hot roux over the chocolate. Once the butter completely melts, it's going to be nice and bubbly. We're going to take the flour and just do a little bit at a time and just stir that in. Do a little bit more. And you notice I'm using a silicone whisk on my really nice nonstick pan here. Once we have all the flour in there, we are going to keep stirring and cooking that flour down for a little bit, about a minute. And that was 1 tablespoon of flour and 1 tablespoon of butter. It's an equal ratio of flour to butter. And then after the minute is up, I'm going to turn the heat down to low. And then I have 1/3 cup of really cold milk. And I'm going to, as I'm pouring, I'm going to stir. And the reason why you want to use really cold milk is because that helps prevent lumps. And then we're just going to keep stirring and stirring for 3 to 5 minutes until this thickens up and it's going to get nice and silky smooth. Okay, after a few minutes, we will take it and I'm going to pour it, this hot roux, right over the top of that chocolate. And then the temperature from that hot roux is going to melt that chocolate for us. And then after about a minute or two, I want to take a pinch of salt and put it in there. And just take a fork. We're going to come in here and stir. See how it melted that chocolate? Nice. And then put in 1 egg yolk. And we'll stir that in. And then that is the first part, or the chocolate part, of the 2-part chocolate souffle. I could just let this sit aside here. And now it's time to do the egg white part of the souffle. I have 2 room temperature egg whites in a medium to large bowl here. And I'm going to start to whisk these up till it's nice and foamy. Once it's foamy or frothy, I'm going to take my cream of tartar. This helps stabilize the egg whites. I'm going to slowly incorporate the cream of tartar. And then once that's incorporated, we are going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar, a little bit at a time, mixing it in. And then once you have the sugar in there, we're going to just keep beating until we're just shy of stiff peaks. You could even go to stiff peaks. All right, so just a little bit of a curl on the tip there is perfect. So it's just shy of stiff peaks, and that's what we want. And now we want to combine the two, and I'm going to start off by doing just shy of half of the egg whites and put it right in here. And then just kind of stir them together. We don't need to fold at this point. We're just getting the egg whites and the chocolate kind of not really tempered is not really the right word, but just getting the chocolate used to the egg whites is commonly what people will say. And then over here to the main bowl, we will pour the chocolate mixture in there, making sure to get it all out and in there. And now is when we're going to fold in the egg whites, go underneath and over. And this will keep the air that we got in there. And this is what's going to provide that rise or that lift, which is so common from a souffle. So go underneath and up and through it until you don't see any streaks of white egg whites anymore. Okay, just like that. And now we will pour or scoop the souffle batter into the ramekins. And it looks like I'm going to not need this extra one, which is fine. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. Okay, so we have these filled right up to the top, and then I'm going to run my fingers around it. Clean hands, of course. And that just helps it kind of start with the rise. And it cleans off any extra sugar that's there on the top. All right, these are looking perfect. And now I'm going to put these in the preheated oven, again 375 Fahrenheit, 190 Celsius, for 13 to 15 minutes. Do not open the oven until about 13 minutes to check them. Okay, they should be very slightly wobbly on the top, and they will be done. You're not going to be poking it with a toothpick or anything like that either. Okay? In my oven, right around 14 and a half minutes is perfect. On to that step. And when they come out of the oven, they'll look something like this. Look how amazing these look. You may or may not get a little bit of cracking on the top. Just depends. And then to finish it off, you're going to come in here with some powdered sugar. Or you can do cocoa powder as well. Some people like to do that. And you will want to serve it right away. You can see how much it has deflated already just in the short time, 5 to 10 minutes, that it took me to take some pictures of it for the thumbnail. And if you just dive in here, yeah, it'll be cakey kind of on the top and on the sides. And then it'll be like a mousse kind of in the middle. So amazing. This is such an impressive dessert that you can make for your friends and family. Homemade chocolate souffle. Yeah. All right, the chocolate souffle is done and turned out fantastic. Really easy to do, simple ingredients. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, put them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down the corner, push it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into this. Oh yeah.